So why? Oh my god. I'm sorry that I showed you what I was doing, but yeah, anyways. So you don't have to believe people what they are saying, like, yeah, sometimes what they say is true, sometimes it's not true. So what I'm saying is you have to check the information itself, whether if it's true or not. That's why I don't believe what other people say since my childhood. Other people can say whatever they want to, and that information is not actually true, might not be true, or may be true. If it's true, that's good. If it's not true, you still have to check it for yourself. So that's what I say, you have to check that information for yourself. So many people say it's really expensive to live in LA. You cannot just go there and live, blah blah blah. But I say you can go to LA and live there. There is still cheap apartments. There is not only like one apartment which is really not cheap, and then you just have to pay a lot of money, like $1,000, $2,000 per month. No, there are still opportunities you can live. And to know that those type of opportunities exist, you don't have to only believe what people say to you. You have to check the information yourself. Go to ChatGPT, go to Google, watch streams on TikTok, on Instagram, I don't know. Look for the information. That's all. Say, be curious. Really want it, and then you will achieve. Say, if there is like really like apartments that are cheap or not, and it can be cheap, it can be cheap. You can find when you look. I look, is there really like cheap apartments, or everything is expensive? And you find the information. The information says no, there is still cheap apartments, or information says no, there is only expensive apartments. That's all. And then you just find. So the thing is, you have to look for the information. That's all. Also, some people think people do not like, what, after I wake up today, just 1 hour ago, I not even 1 hour, like 5 minutes ago, I remembered this thought hit my mind. People say, am I people interested in seeing English teachers, like native English teachers? They see them, but it doesn't mean that they will actually help you to learn English. It doesn't mean as soon as you see the native speaker you're gonna learn English. No, first of all. Second of all, how to say? They think I went to native speaker, I didn't learn English, blah blah blah. Still, it's been like 1 year, or today I went and I didn't learn. Or they just think that somebody just has to teach English, make you learn English, or somebody just, I had the same thought before, actually. So I was thinking, why, people think that somebody has to just teach them. Not teaching. Somebody has to, make them as if they learn English. Nobody will get the English and insert it on your brain. You learn it yourself. And also, I just don't understand some like people from Nigeria in my country in bigger city, because I live in small city. They be like weird way because they have like those English like speaking clubs and English like you know, like teaching grammar stuff like that, and you go to job every single day, you teach English, but that's not great. Why? Because that's weird. And you know, even if they teach English, they speak to other people weird, and everyone is different, you know, like the one Nigerian doesn't speak to another Nigerian, first of all, or even if they speak, they just speak differently, and they just by themselves very like individualistic, jealous or something, and like some kind of like weird behavior, you know, between them. And also they just go and they teach English, but they also don't know each other. They don't care about other people. I talked to one of them and they told me, we have English club here. And I was like, I don't need English club. We have Kazakh club and Russian club. I was like, why are you keep saying these things? You know, I'm just telling you already that I have like, I know Russian, Kazakh, and English. You know, I don't need anything of it. You know, I need real help. And he was like, put me on hold. You know, that's disrespectful and even manipulative. And he was like, then come to our city, you know, they come here, we just teach English here. And then he blocked me on Instagram, and he also called me to go to their English club center. And I was like, why are you calling me when I didn't ask you? You know, like, I'm asking you about help, not going to your English club center or anything else, and you are offering me something that I didn't ask. So they have English club themselves, and I'm really like you know, it's so interesting for me how they teach English at all. That's just weird, you know, like how they teach English. Like, yes, like how they teach English, I just don't understand, like how, you know, like how, I just don't understand. Yeah. Like how? I'm impressed. The people who speak like that to other people, especially to a girl, disrespectful and manipulatively, just say some things like that and teach the English to other local people here in Kazakhstan. I'm just, I can't say enough, you know. I'm shocked negatively. That's all. That's weird. That's not good. That's can't say enough again. So yeah. So today something hit my mind. Like, I just wake up, the sun is shining. I went to kitchen, and I was just like that. Something hit my mind. Like, nobody teaches you. Nobody should teach you something. I'm just so impressed. Local people say, I go to that teacher, native speaker, and I didn't learn English. Somebody has to teach me. Nobody has to. You learn it yourself. You learn it yourself, that's all. Nobody has to. Why would they? I understand some people just really want to go and then just say that teacher just teaches me, and they have like, when I go to native speaker, I just have to learn it. Like, how you have to learn it? Yes, you learn, but you know, if that teacher is good, motivates, I will learn. If that teacher doesn't motivate me, I don't learn. And I went to teachers and I didn't get motivated, and I didn't learn English. I was like, I need a different teacher who really like motivates me. That's all. Yeah. Who really motivates me. And I didn't find those type of teacher in my country. Maybe I should have looked for them abroad. but I didn't find them. So that's why I used one application and I talked to foreigners there, and those foreigners just kind of it's not that they just taught me English or something like that. I just talked to them. That's not like they just taught me English in an interesting way by smiling or laughing. No. I just talked to them like this about relationships. Yeah. That was my motivation. Relationship was my motivation. I had a lot of questions to ask and to know. That's what made me learn English. That's what made me look for foreigners online. Yes, now I forgot how I started learning English actually and what was the reason. But now I know that I had a lot of questions in my mind. About all of those questions that I had in my mind, I had something to ask. And that's what, I couldn't ask those questions to local people, because if I ask, they be shut me down, or even they answer, but I just, it's not enough for me. It's really shallow and superficial. I don't understand anything, or they just laugh at me, or they themselves don't even have advice to give me or answer my questions. They don't have the right answer. Even if I ask, they either shut me down or it's really not enough for me. You know what I mean? It's not not enough, or they themselves don't know the answer. You ask and then they smile or laugh. You ask, they ignore you or just look at you like this. Or you ask and then again they don't know. I mean, they don't, again, you don't know because they don't know. Or, I don't know, I can just not explain it, let's explain it in my language, 말하는 거 싫어하는 거, yeah. Сен даже сұрай да алмайсың ғой, понимаешь? Бірдеңені сұрасаң, сен жарым болып қаласың. You cannot even ask to local people, because if you ask, you are a weird person for them. It's not common for them, somebody to come up to them and ask questions. If you ask questions, you are a dumb person. That's how in my country. Или сен барып, например, сұрамасаң, тоже. Сұрамасаң сен жақсысың. И то сен сұрамай отырғанның өзінде сен әрең отырғызады ғой. Even when you don't ask, in my country, you shouldn't ask anything and just do your stuff. Even if you ask, you shouldn't ask. You should be just sitting by yourself, That's all. But even when you're sitting by yourself, you are weird. They don't let you just sit. So yeah. Сен просто барып отыра алмайсың. Сен отырсаң, сен нағы отыр дейді. You cannot just go and sit normally by yourself without just getting bothered by anybody else or distracted. If somebody comes to you, asks if you're sitting like this, you are still a weird person for them. You cannot just sit normally here. That's how my country works. I'm not just now criticizing my country. I know that there is some good things in my country too, but yeah, still weird things, So yeah, I had a lot of questions. Here you get scared of asking questions.